they were up and down against Singularity, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Especially came alive, as did Violent Panda, at the end of that Singularity series, and they looked like the Dignitas we expected. Now they're underway against the Vodafone Giants, who they too are a very different team now. They've got to find a way to replace 8 goals and 8 assists from 16 shots, and they've got Wolf in Tox's place. And man, oh man, this is a spicy series, Spaceman. I'm looking forward to this.
Stacks, given the situation, I have to think there's less pressure on the Giants because we all know what's going on. The subs in,
Sure.
But Dignitas, look, there's a lot of questions about not only the makeup of the team, but what's the future of this trio? Where are they going to go? So I have to think that the pressure is really on their shoulders to not only perform, but really bring the door down on Giants.
Yeah, well, there's been some beef between Panda and Tox as well as of late. So again, this is going to be a spicy series, and how fitting that after all that transpired on Twitter not more than 20 minutes ago, Panda up against the Giants. You couldn't write a better script as Wolf throws this downfield. Dureyas will intercept. It goes right back to Thamway. I mean, this is the all-name team out here as well. This ball skips out. It'll be Stake taking over for the Giants.
I mean, regardless of the lack of midfield pressure that Dignitas was not able to find in the first couple of series today, the one big thing that stuck out to me on defense is that pass a little wide to the right, and we'll see it up in the ceiling. Dignitas struggled with decision-making in the net. It looked like they were hesitant to at least challenge for the 50s and not go for, intercepting the lanes, creating traffic, and causing disruption. So I'm glad to see that they're much more free-flowing on the field, and they look like they're committing to these passes much more clearly than they were earlier in the day.
Wolf up a little bit late for this. Got a piece of that shot from Dureyas, and he still finds a way to drop the hammer, and Dignitas scores first.
And it's just a good second read from Dureyas. I mean, the ability to regain balance after that ball gets hit to the ceiling, work off the backboard, and that's the kind of goals that Dignitas needs to facilitate. It can be difficult to get in position for that. But still, it gives you obviously a 1-0 lead, but if you're working like that and finding success on the precision, it can only spell good results down the line.
Wolf will have a turn on this. Just barely got by Dureyas as Violent Panda right there. Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh was a little late. Wolf couldn't get the shot down. Here goes Dig on the counterattack. That's great patience by Yu-Gi-Oh too. Of course, Yu-Gi-Oh had a big standout performance at the Season 6 World Championship in Vegas. I think he felt overshadowed for a lot of that season. And he really opened a lot of eyes and has finally gotten the respect he deserves, I would think. This goes out from Stake. Violent Panda's there. Yu-Gi-Oh thought about coming up. Now he will. Got the shot down, but Wolf is right there.
He really facilitated much of the action in games 4 and 5 last series for Dignitas. I mean, he was able to step up, be the X factor they needed, creating lanes where there was none, the mismatches in the front of the net, and that's what Dignitas needed. You need someone to step up and create a disadvantage so you can work the offense through him, and he's really showed up today.
Stake wins this challenge, but he goes right to Violent Panda. Dureyas trying to drop it down, not on target, but the idea was there. And Dignitas just feels like they're playing with a lot of energy. You can tell that they have gotten up for this series, one win away from getting into Stage 2, and more importantly, solidifying their spot in the major. Oh, that shot from Wolf stays on the goal line, and nobody could get there. That by far the Giants' best opportunity, and it goes by the wayside.
Couple of big challenges out in front of the net actually stall out some of the boost for Giants, and now they have to rethink their midfield push. And Thamway tried to get back and grab that lower right, but he wasn't able to do so, and now you can start to stuff out the defense. So Dignitas doing a good job of just working the angles and regaining midfield control. And with little boost, Yu-Gi-Oh still able to facilitate a play out towards mid, and it makes all the pressure on Giants force them into wrong corners and bad angles on offense.
Yu-Gi-Oh with one save. Who's going to take over? Little lack of communication there by Thamway and Wolf. Wolf's got to get this centered. It goes right at Violent Panda, and he makes sure there is no easy centering pass. Stake will try now. This is loose for Thamway to tie the game, but Violent Panda slams shut the door, and downfield this goes, making the task even tougher for the Giants. I mean, eventually they've got to throw caution to the wind, but this from Thamway is going to be caught by Violent Panda, and that may just about do it. If they can stall out here for another good 20 seconds, keep this ball deep in the zone, going to be very difficult for the Giants to get that equalizing goal. The Stake, he has been trying and trying and trying, just like banging your head against a wall, not getting across midfield. Yukio almost ended it. They're gonna have one last chance here. Stake needs somebody to pass to, and he has absolutely nobody with him. That clear will just about do it. Dignitas coming out with a purpose, and they take game one.
They're really cutting off the lanes, and that's what's impressed me most to kick off this series. And again, the course correction for Dignitas. The biggest thing they had struggled with on offense in the earlier parts of today was pushing the ball through the corner, trying to at least pinch it out to a teammate. If they weren't able to do that, they were committing everyone past midfield. And right there in that last forward attempt, you were able to see all of Dignitas self-working together. I believe it was Joreas pushing the ball towards the side, but Violet Panda was the third man back, so they weren't going to get hit on a booming clear. They weren't going to get beat on transition. They're being self-aware of their mistakes on defense, and they're really showing that they've stepped up the offensive dimensions that this team is so capable of, but so rarely shows us. And that's why Dignitas is a frustrating team to watch. But man, they just look like they fixed a bunch of these small mistakes, and they're coming away with decent, good looks at the net, and that led to that one goal in game one.
It is a very different Giants team. This is a team that came in, the only team scoring more goals per game than them, Oxygen. They did okay today. So, coming in shooting 34% and not getting any goals on your 6 shots. I mean, everything is just substandard right now for the Vodafone Giants against a Dignitas team that struggled defensively early in the day, but have locked down the teams they've faced since then. They dominated Singularity at the end. They have looked solid so far against the Giants. Only scored 1 goal. You'd like to see a little more insurance, but, you know, a dub is a dub. They almost got one there.
This one's going to be a slow roller, and they're going to take out a couple of players. So now it's really on Giants to capitalize on this mistake. A shot on net will at least get taken away and dumped out to the corner, and they hold off on defense. So Dignitas, with about 1 player left alive, able to still make it work, and they buy time just enough for players to come off of respawn and hold off this Giants push.
I want to see the Giants just throw some bodies at the net here. Chuck the ball at the net, see if you can get a juicy rebound. Create some opportunities for yourself, because you're not going to score on your first look at the net. It's going to have to be a second or third chance. Samway with a big bump there, but Joreas comes to the rescue, and back downfield this goes. And yet again, Dignitas have fended off a Vodafone Giants attack.
We're seeing Dignitas get more physical as a couple of demos do ring out in game 2. And remember, if you're just joining us, that they're both 2-1. There is a sub in for Giants. What a flip reset. Joreas almost able to make it land. Wolf is currently in. Tox will be sitting this one out. And Giants just haven't looked the same. They don't look like they have that same speed on the field. The decision-making has not been there, at least in game 2.
Well, a miss by Joreas almost cost Dignitas, but Yukio was able to at least make his presence felt. This goes over towards Samway, but Yukio followed him the whole way. What an excellent read. He's got such great game sense that I think even though people are still, they are noticing Yukio's presence on the field, I don't think they fully appreciate just how intelligent a player he is. This kicks right out past Joreas, so Yukio will have to take over. That goes right to Samway. Can he get downfield? Not quite. Yukio is already up for this, looking for the double, and Stake intercepts.
I think one of the most impressive things about Yukio is Giants will fall themselves into a transition, and it gets blocked away. Wolf going to be the second man up into the corner. Can Samway read it back down and redirect it out? And Joreas now has a breakaway chance. I'll hold on to my thought. Shot on net, blocked away. But the most impressive thing about Yukio is that, like you said, Stacked, he doesn't have to be involved in the play, but his presence can still be felt, whether it's through the offense or through facilitation. He always finds a way to disrupt lanes, and I think that's the biggest takeaway from this offense, especially when they've turned up here in the last couple of series.
Yukio trying to chase that down, instead wisely decides to back off and let Joreas challenge Wolf. Now Samway looking to center again. Just simple center play out of the corner is not working out for the Vodafone Giants. They've got to get, I think they've got to get everybody forward and kind of get everybody involved in an attack. What they're doing right now is being very easily defended by Dignitas. They have not been challenged very much. Only 4 shots this game for the Giants. They only had 6 in the first game where they were shut out, as Yukio gets around Wolf. Can he get this to anybody? Everybody's behind him. It's been a very conservative game of Rocket League, very conservative series overall.
I don't usually bring up score, but Thamway has 130 points, and I think that kind of stat line is shared similarly on all players of Giants. They just have not been able to find anything, and on the same coin, you're looking at Dignitas as well. It's just been, like you said, it's been a bit of a tug-of-war at midfield, a couple of hits here and there on net, but nobody really able to get a touch. What an attempt that would have been, but they haven't been able to find one that lands.
Uraeus has been able to almost run free along the backboard, and that is eventually going to burn the Giants. I think with as good as he is mechanically, this could be 2-0 right now, just because Uraeus has been left unattended on the backboard. He's going to be throwing one up top here. Thamway at least gets to this one. Nobody else was there. Yukio dropped down for Uraeus. No, Violent Panda. Oh, he's been very quiet, but it's Yukio's shot that's saved by Thamway. Can Uraeus hit VP with a pass? Well, unintentionally, no, as this goes to Yukio. Violent Panda has been at the back for a large portion of this game, and why wouldn't you be? Uraeus will score here with 10 seconds left.
I wasn't sure what Yukio's plan was, but he's able to get under the ball on a perfect center out towards the front of the box. Just a heads-up play again. Yukio facilitating the pass. It gives it up to a teammate on a dime, and Dignitas will take another 1-0 lead. And it was just back and forth stacks. I mean, one here, one there. You get a shot, you get a shot. Everyone gets a chance, but finally Dignitas strike.
All right, somebody call up Shogi. We got a perfect series watch.
If this turns
1-0. Oh, here we go. Yeah, right.
If this
what
turns
else
to a
could
perfect
happen
series,
today?
I'm done with today, man.
Yeah, what else, right? My goodness. You know, it is weird watching Violent Panda play at times because we're so used to, again, he's a longtime veteran player. He's been one of the best in Europe for a very long time. You would expect a player with that kind of reputation and pedigree to be up front as a major part of the attack. He spent, I'm pretty sure, the majority of the last 2 minutes of that game behind the midfield line. And all he did was just enable the attack downfield for Dignitas, just send Uraeus and Yukio forth and go, all right, boys, let's just get rid of these guys, sweep them away, and we're fine. And it works. And right now, this Dignitas team, because they're able to play such lockdown defense that way, they look like a very dangerous squad.
Now, Stacks, I'm going to throw this at you, and if I'm an idiot, just tell me, because that's I know you love doing that. But here's what I'm wondering. Whatever esport it is, there are times when a team comes out and they're clearly just, it's not their day, right? They just cannot get anything going, and someone might step up and say, yo, I'm going to play objective. Everyone else, you know, we'll run offense through you, but I'm going to, I'll guess I'll sit back. Do you think that Panda might be having that conversation, or do you think it's more of just a subliminal, Panda's going to sit back and try to play the third man rotation?
I think that there is that sense when players just don't have it and they are not going to be, the hard carry.
Right.
I don't think that's the case with Panda. I think he is very content to just kind of play a facilitator role here. This is blocked away by Stake. It's Yukio's shot, of course, and Uraeus trying to, again, force the issue. Violent Panda will have a shot on this time, but it is saved away, but not cleared out of the zone. Vodafone Giants having a tough time getting this ball out of harm's way. Uraeus, he's got Violent Panda coming on, and the shot is well high and wide.
Looked good for the minute, but timing just a little bit off. Dignitas can now rotate back, and Uraeus still finding ways to extend the play up and create mismatches on transition. He's able to take that ball away and leave it out for Panda, who doesn't get the pinch on the ground, but Yukio will beat it at the backboard. So now that demo comes out at midfield, expecting Dignitas to try to swing this to the right and put numbers in the box.
Uraeus under one, over another, a little dolphin dive as Jorby would call it. Violent Panda, is this going to be on? No, and Thamway will collect this and not leave the zone with it. Uraeus there to intercept. Needs somebody to center to, and did not take the ball with him as he goes across the face of the goal. Now Thamway, just nobody forward for the Giants. They are playing so far back. They're very slow coming out of their own zone. Even this ball accidentally going back, not a problem as Uraeus collects. He's got Yukio waiting for a pass that never gets there. And Thamway, again, just not able to go. Nobody else goes. Thamway wins that challenge out of the corner, they all stay back. It's almost like they're waiting for him to like confirm the midfield line before anybody starts to break out. They're expecting things to go wrong, Spaceman.
I'm just a fan of how Jorius is playing this entire game. I mean, finding ways to disrupt the pattern. Shot down, banks in, ba-bam! Jorius finally getting Dignitas on the board.
All right, nobody else is allowed to score, right?
That's the point.
We got
we're done.
246. Yeah, this is it. Series over. Has to be. Perfect sweep is in the cards unless Dignitas decide to ruin it. I don't think the Giants are going to have much going up. I say that. Here goes Steak off the kickoff. Oh, what a save by Jorius as Violent Panda will sweep that up. And again, just that hesitant nature of the attack and then an own goal. There have been 2 goals off the cards of Vodafone Giants. Neither of them count for blue.
My note was more at the scoreline, but that own goal is unfortunate. That cannot happen. That's the last thing Giants needed. Absolutely negative energy on their side, and hopefully they'll be able to recover. But Stacks, the dream is dead. The dream's dead. Of course it is.
What? And well,
what is this?
Might as well score on the kickoff. How? What?
Dignitas, I swear, if you revert back to what we saw earlier, I will lose it.
Well, that is one way to break a shutout. Normally, you see the ball just kind of tied up in midfield, and then it kicks into the net. Nope, just clean kickoff win for Thumbway. He went very slow after that, and it worked out. So, here we are. It's a game all of a sudden, and, well, that almost went in, and who knows what from there. Jorius stuffed by Thumbway. Now they've got cars forward. Steak, though, didn't have any boost or momentum forward. Wolf going up after Yukio, good luck. And it's Steak who ultimately has to make the stop. Thumbway over another as the Giants try to claw their way back into this series. Thumbway for Wolf. No, follow-up from Steak is stuffed by Yukio. Jailbreak back the other way. They've got numbers 2-on-1. Ball is centered, but Jorius was too far right. Could not get across the face of the goal for it.
Right now, if you're Dignitas, just keep applying pressure and kill time. You have a minute or so until the pressure is really on Giants. And with a bit of an open net, finally Wolf will recover and get the save. But Giants have not been able to orchestrate 2 or 3 hits onto Dignitas' goal. And it's only just taken a couple of defensive stops for them to stay in this game, but they need offense here.
Violent Panda, flip, reset, instead goes right through. And it will be Wolf. He just got Steak downfield. I mean, this is what they need. They need someone other than Thumbway to start the attack so he could go downfield and be a target. This time, Steak was the target for the pass. And now Jorius trying to center. He cannot, but Yukio can. That's a good job by Steak, getting there very quickly. Violent Panda, a little side flip, so he's got to rush back. Jorius at the back, trying to get this out of the zone, but Wolf is right there to stop them. Now the Giants have to throw themselves forward. Doesn't matter how many goals you give up if you can't score any of your own.
Yukio going to try self-center to Jorius. Not going to work. But with 40 seconds left now, you need at least 2 hits. That's all you have left. Good redirect, but Jorius will be there. Dignitas able to clear away, and Yukio extending the play forward. Big bump. Won't be able to bully his way in. No dunk here. And Stacks, we've reached 30 seconds left, and Dignitas looking in a prime position, but I will hold on to my breath for now.
Dig fans have had to hold their breath over the past couple of regionals. They were out in the 4th round just a couple of weeks ago, but now looking to make good on that as this is pinched downfield. Not to a teammate, unfortunately. And Dignitas closing in on stage 2. One last chance for the Vodafone Giants. Popped up for Thumbway. At least got over Jorius. Downfield they go. The substitute Wolf keeps us up. Got to drop it down to Thumbway, and Violent Panda. Oh, El Capitan comes to the rescue, and Dignitas will play tomorrow.
That might be one of the quickest games or series of Rocket League I think I have ever seen. 1-0, 1-0, 2-1. Dignitas punched their way into the weekend. Looking a little shaky at times, I will say that, but a win is a win. They move on. And I'm impressed with the complete 180 that this team has been able to pull off, Stacks. Like, if you had told me this team would qualify after their first series today, I would have told you you're absolutely insane. But man, they look like a much better Dignitas team that we're used to. And honestly, that was a quick series. We were here for like, what, 5 minutes? Like, it's done. That's it.
This guy, Violent Panda, he's so locked in as a competitor. I love it. He's the only one that readied up after that game. It's like just instantly like ready up. Like, oh wait, we're done. I don't get to keep playing.
Like,
I love it.
This is it,
boy. The way he and Dignitas played in the previous 3 rounds here. I mean, it looks like they could go on a 15-game win streak, no problem. They looked outstanding, closing out that series against the Vodafone Giants. And yes, as mentioned, Dignitas goes through into tomorrow's round number 3. As we look ahead to one more match here in round 4, we look at 2 teams on the opposite end of the bracket. Let us know who you think is going to win on Twitter. Use the hashtag RLCS, as we've got Fadeaway and Game Fist coming your way right after this.